people gonna say, "Oh, I'm
That's
here
great.
now."
That's great.
LeBron was just running through. He was running through them. He was running through the Pacers.
Because KD, look, you gotta understand. They needed KD. They wouldn't make the playoffs.
And always, like and subscribe, man. The Ultimate Trio.
Hit that like button. Let's put this up.
Welcome to another episode of the Ultimate Trio.
Here.
We ready to go at it again. We got a very special guest this time, David Munoz. All right. Let's give him a You know, we told you we're gonna have some special guests on the way, and we have David on specifically because he commented on one of our last podcasts where I was saying about the KD topic, and I was saying that I disagree with Draymond. Draymond felt like they wouldn't have won again. David disagreed with me. I guess agrees with Draymond, and he said a little bit why in the comments. But you know, David, let us know why you feel that way. Why you feel that the Warriors wouldn't have had a chance to beat the Cavs.
Well, I don't know if you remember, but the year before Kevin Durant arrived, the Golden State, they won 7-3 and 9. That's a good record, right? But that all that means is that they won when it didn't matter. When it really mattered, they went down 3-1 to OKC. They lost to the Cavs after getting the lead from 3-1. And that really tells me that when the game slows down, the playoffs is all about a bucket. Like, once you play a team 4 or 5 times in a row, other teams already have schemes on you. Other teams already know what plays you on, you know? Especially when you're going against LeBron, which, you know, he has other teams' plays memorized, you know? So playoffs is all about a bucket. Throw plays away, throw everything away. Give Kevin Durant the bucket, let him go ISO, and he's going to get you a bucket. At that moment, Steph Curry was a 2-time MVP at that moment, but he wasn't a get a bucket type of player. He was a send picks, screens, get a bucket, you know, get him played. Those are plays. But once teams already see where the picks is coming from, they can only hedge it, you know? That's why I feel like if Kevin Durant didn't arrive at Golden State, they probably would have never won a chip again.
Okay, and so that's something that let me ask you this. So you think that Stephen Curry is better now than when he went back to back with the MVPs?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds funny, but yes, especially after watching the playoffs this year, yeah, definitely. This playoffs, anytime the Golden State didn't have momentum, anytime the plays didn't work, it's almost as if Draymond told Steph, like, yo, we need a bucket right now. And that's exactly what he did. Drop 40, you know? And surprisingly, Boston, they're going to go under the picks against one of the best shooters in the world.
Exactly.
You know?
Well, I feel like that they tried everything there, but they just didn't have an answer. But I disagree with that. I disagree with that logic that Curry could be better now than back then. I just think that he didn't prove it back then, because if you're good enough to be 2-time MVP back-to-back, 1-time unanimous, then you should be good enough to, you know, to put on display what you did in the finals. Now, I understand perfectly what you're saying about the game slows down in the playoffs. Now, they could have figured them out for that series. The Cavs, you mentioned in the comments that they figured them out, but I feel like they figured them out for that series. But I don't think it's set in stone that they figured them out completely. Like that's completely disregarding the ability of the Warriors to go in the offseason and say, okay, this is how they played us. Well, this is what we can do to come out next year and do better. So that's why I don't understand. It's like when you say that, it's like you're freezing the Warriors in time. They can't get better because of what the Cavs did. The Cavs did something amazing, but can't the Warriors improve in the next year, come up with a different plan?
Yeah, they improved by getting Kevin Durant.
No, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Obviously.
you know.
Okay, let me put your perfect example. Look at the Spurs in what was that, 2013? I may be off on the year, but it was the year after the Ray Allen shot, right? So we know what happened the year before the Ray Allen shot, they lost, right? So,
2014.
14.
okay, so
2014.
like I may be off on the year, but you guys know what happened. You guys remember,
Yeah.
everybody remembers the Ray Allen shot. So after that moment, right? Okay, the Heat win that title. They go on, San Antonio win Game 7. So now can the Spurs could have said, you know what, the Heat figured us out. We don't stand a chance. They figured us out. No, not at all. The Spurs came the next year and said, you know what, we can do this. We're gonna try something different. Not necessarily different, but do what we do, but we're gonna do it better. And they moved the ball the way they moved the ball in that next finals the following year. That the Heat didn't stand a chance. So they made an adjustment. And so, but that's what proves to me that, especially in a series that goes 7 games, you can't tell me that a team the following year does not stand a chance. They stand a chance, and the Spurs proved that. The Spurs said, you know what, we can adjust this way, and this is how we'll do it.
I have to disagree with that because Spurs and Golden State, they're two great teams, but two different teams. You know, Spurs, they're more of a like they're more of a fundamental. They're more over like defense. You know, they're more over like they're gonna figure out how to get a bucket. But Golden State, they're mainly focused on getting your screens right, getting a bucket. You know, getting like more offense than anything else. Like on that Golden State team, you could say Draymond is a defensive player, but he's more of
A help person.
yeah, he's not a one-on-one defender. He's more of a steal, getting the back, you know.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's just the adjustment thing. Like we're just saying, like the Warriors had no chance of adjusting. I'll say and I'll say again. I'm not saying that the Warriors would have won the next year. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm going against is that people say that the Warriors, even Draymond said, the Warriors did not stand the chance. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like they had a chance. Any team that goes 7 games with you stands a chance. If you get swept, you do not stand a chance. Unless you make a crazy addition in the offseason, like like a KD type of addition, okay. But any series that goes 7 games, that you can't convince me that the team doesn't stand a chance. I mean, they might lose the next year. They might lose, but you can't tell me it's set in stone. All the Cavs haven't figured it out and all this. No, that's just not. That's just hard for me to accept. Anything else on that before we move on?
That Kevin
All
Durant needed to come back to Golden State, man.
Hey, according to reports, he might have to come back, but that's how we'll get on to.
That will be trash for him.
All right, so this was yet another great episode. We're gonna have David on, our special guest, for some future NBA episodes because it is the off season, but there is no off season in the NBA. All right, so we're gonna have him on in the future. So stay tuned.
Like and subscribe.